Talk to me about the 1970s. The quartz watch is introduced, which probably for the first time in history was able to keep cheaply more correct time than the amazing mechanical devices developed by these farm houses in Switzerland. The whole industry is panicking. This little tiny crystal that is in radios now can now keep this really accurate time. Our whole industry is going to be gone. You saw things differently. Tell me about that time. What was it like, and how did you see through this?
I saw through this because I was a hippie. And I saw through it because being a hippie, I learned a lot about nature and about what's the sense of my life and about eternity. And I learned that, I said it probably before, that technology goes to the future by destroying the past. And I was the enemy in those days of anything that has something to do with battery, because we believed in the bad radiations of batteries. Because in the 70s, batteries had not the best material inside. They had mercury, they had lithium. A lot of these materials are now forbidden. Batteries are safe today. But in the past, in the 60s and 70s, batteries didn't have the best reputation, at least not among the hippies. So I knew that if you would wear on your wrist 24 hours a day a battery with bad radiation, it could even bring you cancer. That was my belief. Because of this belief, I said, there is only one exit. It's to say no to the battery and yes to the art. And I also said, there must be a market, because I was not the only hippie. Hippie was a generation. So I said, we are 1 billion of hippies in the world, and 1 billion from these billion guys like me, I must find 1,000 who buy my watch. From 1 billion, 1,000, that's a very small proportion. So we have a huge market. That's all my generation who believes like me. That is the strength of a generation. That is why I say these millenniums, born in 2000, in 2035, it will not be a few guys. Huh? There will be 3 billion people who will believe the same way, who will behave the same way. And that's in 2035. That's why I tell you, the century will change completely. So I said, voila, I will make a brand where I will promote and say very loudly, we have never made a quartz watch, and we will never do. And people will be shocked. What is he saying? He's saying he's never made a quartz and he will never do. Are they crazy? And because people ask the question, they get the answer. No, he's not crazy. He tells you that he's making art. He's not an industrial product. And number two, he's also telling you that putting a battery so close to your body and to your veins and through the radiation, in our body we have radiation, and on this radiation you're putting a battery with lithium and mercury. Are you crazy or what? So that was the thinking. And I was 100% sure that we would succeed, because I was from that generation and I knew our mentality, and I spoke to my people, that my brothers, and I had 1 billion brothers. If you have 1 billion brothers in life, you can only succeed. And the result was, as I said, success. And we went like Confucius. We didn't swim with the current. We went against the current. And Salmon goes against the current, where the water is very clean and where you can even drink it. So we succeeded because we were listening to our own generation, and we were thinking like our own generation, and our generation was the generation that was making the future. I am born in the 40s. Of course, in the 80s, I was 40 years old. and I was shaping my century. Like these millenniums in 2040, they will shape their century because they are born in 2000. That's why I can say that this century will start in 2040, because I have seen it myself. When we were born in the 40s, in the 80s, we had the power. They called it the baby boomers. The baby boomers were making the future.
And so the timepiece was saved, and people now started to respect the art of the timepiece. And now that's what all luxury watches have. They are mechanical timepieces.
Yes, that's why they say sometimes when they speak about me, some journalists or even some watchmakers, that I have been one of the guy who brought the traditional watchmaking art back again to life when everybody thought the future is quartz. And I was the only one to say, no, the future is not quartz.